Good afternoon and welcome to everybody tuning in on the World Wide Web. Welcome to Sutherland in Sydney's beautiful south. Welcome to Tradies Hockey Park, the home of the Sutherland Hockey Club for today's clash. It's 5th versus 6 in round 13 of the Premier League, but that's PL1 and that's later. First up today we have PL2 and the team's just about to get started. So I'm going to hand straight over to our commentator who's joined us again today, Mr. Craig Turner. Good evening, Craig.
Well, welcome to our viewers today. Coolish conditions, but fine at Tradies Hockey Park at Sylvania for this PL2 clash between Glebe and Sutherland. Looking forward to a pretty tightly contested game here. This is the second time these two teams have met each other this season. So in the previous encounter on the 28th of May, Sutherland defeated Glebe 3-2, so a very close game. I think we'll expect a close match again today. And that's supported by the fact that both teams are pretty close on the table, Sutherland in 5th position and Glebe in 7th. So there's not a lot between them in terms of their successes this year. Sutherland have had 4 wins and Glebe have had 3. Both teams have really come into this game without a lot of recent preparation. Last round was a complete washout for both teams. Sydney got deluged last Saturday, so neither team played a game, and the weekend before that we had a bye, so it's been 3 weeks since they've last played. Anyway, we're away now, so Glebe are running right to left on the screen in the traditional dirty red shirt. Sutherland in their sky blue, navy blue combination. Blake Sharp on the ball. So Sutherland working it down the right sideline. I would imagine both teams have had some interruptions to their preparation. Illness and COVID and school holidays, you name it. Any number of excuses. But at the end of the day, it's what you've got to turn up and play on the weekend. And that's the contest. So both sides have just been moving the ball around their midfield, getting some touches. Really is perfect conditions. Not a breath of wind. Cool, of course, but the players won't be feeling that. They're all running around. Blake Sharp with the ball from the sideline. Peter Mulcair at the back. Chris Goodman now on the ball and attacking mid. Good control from him under lots of pressure. Now, can he get the ball away? Oh, he's just been dispossessed. Ethan Rowling coming in there from defensive mid. Ethan's had a bit of a disrupted season with a couple of hamstring injuries, but he's back this week and trying out a new position in defensive mid. We'll see how he goes there. I think he'll do pretty well. In the game before this, in the PL3 encounter between the same two clubs, Sutherland finished on the right side of a 7-0 scoreline. So very good result for Sutherland third grade. Oliver Turner winning that ball in the centre there. There's it to Lachlan O'Leary, back with Oliver Turner. He's pressed forward here. Oh, he's just overrun the ball with his feet, but he's got the free hit. Excellent ball through to Hugh and Bollard. He's coming into the circle on the left. Good turn by him, but Glebe will alert to that. And no infringement in the circle. Lachlan O'Leary pressing forward again. Excellent pass in by Hugh and Bollard. Oliver Turner's on that one. He's got another free hit. Intercept there from Glebe at the top. That was well timed. Peter Mulcair disappointed by that decision. Thought he had that tackle. That's good intercept there from Lachlan O'Leary. So now Glebe working the ball just outside Sutherland's 25, looking for the gap. Excellent shot from Josh Laspina from Glebe, the top of the circle. So that was a bit of a deflected pass in the circle. So Sutherland not really on the ball there. Just went to sleep momentarily, it seemed, and Josh Laspina didn't. He cracked that ball from the top of the circle into the bottom right-hand corner of the goal. So Glebe take the early break. Just under 5 minutes gone, so they're up 1-0. Peter Mulcair finds that's good recovery there from that's Hugh and Bollard. No, it's Tim Stetter. I'll get that right eventually. Matt Thompson, in fact. He's on the ball there, out to Chris Goodman. Oh, very nice pass from Chris through to Matt Quinlivan on the right. Right idea there. He held the ball, waited for the support play to get through high. Unfortunately, Chris Goodman just couldn't control it in the circle. So Glebe get the chance to come away. It's a good pass from Hugh and Bollard into Chris Goodman. He's run forward strongly there and found Matt Quinlivan out wide. And his pass was blocked. Need to do better with that. Umpire's blown back at the stick there. Ethan Rolling with the long pass through to Brendan Sharp. Peter Mole to the far right. Overhead from Blake Sharp. He wasn't at a Sutherland stick. So turnover up high. Good back tackling there from Matt Quinlivan. Forced the penalty. Excellent pass from Oliver Turner. Quick ball transfer to Matt Quinlivan. Running high. Needs to get a result here. That's a back of the stick. When you see a lob from a back stick shot from the top of the circle, you can be pretty confident that's gone from the back of the stick.
I'll watch you, I can see you. I can.
Alistair Cullen on the ball. Back to Darren French. Good intercept from Ethan Rowling. And off Oliver Turner through Tim Moore and Peter Mulcair. That's a good clean up by Sutherland in defence there. Matt Quinlivan again with the ball high on the right. This time he's carried the ball into the circle. It was a better penetration. Just the final pass needs to be pretty much inch perfect onto the blue stick. But better penetration that time from Quinlivan. Matt Thompson with the ball. Looking for Chris Goodman. The ball was pushed out by Glebe through Ethan Rolling to Blake Sharp. Chris Goodman again. The ball was just a fraction too far in front of him, but didn't miss by much. So Glebe under a bit of pressure here in defence, but we haven't really seen Sutherland put a shot on goal yet. A couple of near chances, but nothing to replicate the effort from Josh Laspina yet. Matt Thompson with the ball. Good pace from him. Brendan Sharp with a terrific ball through to Hugh Bollard. He's kept that in and found a penalty corner there. Well controlled. From a position right on the back line, he managed to get that ball onto the Glebe defender's foot. So the first penalty corner of the game to Sutherland. And that really came from a superb pass through from Brendan Sharp. The excellent early pass found Hugh Bollard in space, and Bollard achieved an outcome from that circle penetration, and so Sutherland with the first penalty corner of the match. And that's not well controlled at the top. Really started with a wayward injection from Blake Sharp, and it all went south from there. Glebe coming forward. It's 2 on the goalkeeper here. And they've converted that opportunity. So a very effective Glebe counter-attack from that penalty corner. So Glebe now up 2-0. Ethan Rolling with the ball in the centre. Just overran it. Matthew Wilson came away with it. Alistair Cullen bringing the ball back for Glebe, found Ian Patterson in the centre. Zane Goodridge on the ball. Gone through 2 Sutherland players, and there was one more Glebe striker Fortunately, Matt Thompson wasn't the third Sutherland player to miss that pass, and he managed to bring it away. Peter Mulcair to Blake Sharp, being pinned in by Zane Goodridge. Sutherland need to find a way through here. The free hit. Good pass through from Blake Sharp to Ethan Rowling. That's a good lead from him. From deep in defence, carrying the ball forward with purpose. Found Chris Goodman out wide. And he's just throwing that ball just a little bit far. He was never going to convince the umpire there that he was impeded from the ball. So a corner for Sutherland. Just over 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. And that's good control from Oliver Turner in the centre there, under pressure from two Glebe players. And Glebe get the penalty there in defence. So there's a Glebe player on the ground. Regular visitors to the ground will understand if I explain that a telegraph pole impeded my view of that incident. Anyway, the penalty is to Glebe. O'Leary on the ball. Umpire's played advantage there. The ball fell to Chris Goodman. Now with Tim Moore, he's seeing Ewan Bollard up high. An excellent first-time shot from Brendan Sharp. Sorry, my apologies. That was Brendan Sharp. And excellent first-time shot. Beat the Glebe goalkeeper Emerson Wheely and into the bottom right-hand corner. A very timely conversion for Sutherland. Brings the score back to 2-1 just before the end of the first quarter. Yes, I'm sorry for that confusion, Brendan Sharp. Certainly he and Ewan Bollard have different numbers on their backs, but they do have the same hairstyle. Umpire's blown a lifted ball there, but the quarter time siren has come and the teams go in at the break. 2-1 in Glebe's favour. Very even play across the first half, but
no, just disappointed now. How's Darren going? Yeah, he's going. Yeah. How are you?
The teams get a 2-minute reset and then we'll be back with the second quarter. back on the field. So for two teams that have had 3 weeks of no games, that was a pretty constructive first quarter from both sides. You'd have to say Glebe made the most of their opportunities with 2 goals. But Sutherland will be pleased with that first quarter. They did have some good control of the ball through the midfield and a number of penetrations into the 25, and were rewarded with a conversion by Brendan Sharp just before the end of the quarter. Josh Laspina on the ball. That pass forward intercepted by Brendan Sharp. Good effort by Matt Quinlivan keeping the pressure on there. Unfortunately, he's fallen over. And Laspina comes away. Peter Mulcair restarts. Overhead looking for Brendan Sharp up high. But Alistair Cullen had good control of that overhead despite having to pick it up on the bounce. Chris Goodman with a free hit though. Good evasive skills by him. Unfortunately, ball just snuck over the back line under the eye of the umpire. So 16 to Glebe. Good intercept there by Peter Mulcair, playing a little bit higher. Peter Mulcair read that pass very well. Coming forward now, looking for the pass in. Oliver Turner got that intercept back to Peter Mulcair. He's looking for a player out wide. Found Chris Goodman. He's carried that ball well into the circle. And just that little bouncing pass was enough to create problems for the Glebe defenders, and a penalty conceded. So Sutherland have their first penalty corner of this quarter and the second of the match for them.
Right now, Glebe.
Blake Sharp injecting. That's much straighter that time. Chris Goodman with a trap at Matt Thompson. The strike just didn't get onto the ball. So somewhere between the trap and the strike, it lost a bit of control there, but much better injection from Blake Sharp that time. So Glebe come away. They've got the ball over the halfway line. Lachlan O'Leary on that. Good pass back there to Peter Mulcair. Alistair Cullen came forward and intercepted that pass bound for Brendan Sharp. Glebe putting some pressure on here. Good ball to Ian Patterson up high. Matt Quinlivan and Oliver Turner coming forward. Well, that's Ian Patterson there. He's picked that ball off Oliver Turner and made a good pass forward to Josh Laspina. Lachlan Hall with the ball up on the back line. Wins the corner. Zane Goodridge will take that on the 25. Ian Patterson with the long pass to the right. And a well thumped ball into the D. Dealt with by Matt Brown, the goalkeeper for Sutherland.
Stop for me, boys, thanks.
Peter Mulcair with the long overhead. Not able to be picked up by Brendan Sharp. So Glebe with the 16. Will Bryan on the ball. Plays it forward to Ian Patterson and then to Alistair Cullen down the right. That's good work between Ewan Bollard and Ethan Rowling has come away with it. Brendan Sharp now on the ball, looking for Matt Quinlivan out wide. Second attempt. Just onto Zane Goodrich's foot, but good counter-attack there by Sutherland. Move the ball forward quickly after the turnover. Peter Mulcair now pushing up inside the 25. Super pass to find Ewan Bollard. Just couldn't trap there in the D. Glebe come away. Joshua Spina on the ball. Just looking forward there.
Near the line here, mate.
Lachlan O'Leary through Blake Sharp. Mr. Peter Mulcair. An ambitious pass just went behind Oliver Turner, so Glebe get the turnover. And then they've in fact turned it over themselves. Down the sideline. Well done by Matt Quinlivan. Right idea from Chris Goodman, but needed to take a bit more care with that pass. Swinging tackle there from Matt Quinlivan. That was always going to be a penalty. So Joss Luca on the ball. Ian Patterson under pressure. Gets his pass away. Darren French. Back to Joss Luca. Sutherland working hard to cover off all the Glebe players. Matt Thompson coming forward with the ball. Under pressure though, turned it over. So Lachlan O'Leary looking the ball to the open side through Peter Mulcair. That's a good overhead to Chris Goodman.
Next line, don't worry about it, next line.
Definitely an overhead pass, that one, rather than just a throw and hope. Unfortunately, Chris Goodman couldn't control the ball in the end.
Oh, got him!
Joss Luca almost turned the ball over there, but the goalkeeper got him out of trouble. Robbie McIntosh with the ball coming forward. Lachlan O'Leary with a pretty vital intercept there. Caught in space between two players. He was lucky to get his stick on that ball. Zane Goodrich, Tim Maul, excellent tackle. Needs to find the stick here. Sutherland needs to get players forward. Matt Quinlivan combining well there with Chris Goodman. He'll look for Quinlivan again. Nice little pass. Quinlivan was unlucky not to control that. That was the umpire there just confirming to Quinlivan that it was just off his toe. And I think that's about it. Well, it was. Ralph Prince coming forward there and intercepting ahead of Matthew Wilson. Josh Luca threw that straight onto Matt Quinlivan's stick. So it was duly intercepted and Sutherland come away. Not good vision there from Ralph Prince, but they got away with it. Ball's out now with Matt Thompson. He'll look for Lachlan O'Leary. And he's gone forward to Tim Maul. Good pass and a good receive and turn from Tim Maul into the circle. Needs an outcome here. Went for the shot.
Tackle's fine.
Chris Goodman now on the ball. Umpire just clarifying to the players there that the Glebe tackle in the circle was fine, which indeed it was. Clash of sticks like that always generates a question. Robbie McIntosh there, just looking to control the ball through Glebe's defence. Darren French. This is a good play forward by Glebe, through the middle and then out wide. Back to Darren French again. He comes forward. Good intercept by Matt Thompson. That was a strong attacking play by Glebe. Quite a number of passes strung together. Peter Mulcair now on the ball. Good distribution there through Ralph Prince. Now to Chris Goodman. Sutherland coming forward. Quite a lot of space opening up through the midfield as the ball goes end to end. Quinlivan back to Goodman. They're getting a good combination going. Super pass by Goodman. Finds Quinlivan on the back line. And an outstretched foot from Emerson Whaley just denied Sutherland, but that was a good attacking combination by Sutherland's two right side attackers. That was a very nifty leave by Ethan Rowling. Unfortunately, he hadn't looked behind him and there was no one there to pick it up. So ball over the sideline and Glebe get possession again. So just under 5 minutes to go in this second quarter. Glebe still have the lead 2-1. It's been a pretty interesting game. Lots of good skill on display. And have to be said, also fairly open. So it's helped with the ball movement and the quality of the spectacle. Sutherland need to make a little bit more of these overheads coming out of defence. Too many of them are resulting in turnovers. Using the right circumstances, they're a great pass, but they need to be a pass, not a lottery. Zane Goodridge coming forward, just laid that nicely onto Peter Mulcair's four-stick. So Sutherland come away. Tim Maul now to Brendan Sharp. One to beat Darren French. He's done that convincingly. And he was really doing the right thing there and laying the ball across the face of the goal, having eliminated the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, Tim Maul was 3 yards behind and the ball goes tantalisingly close, but no result. So Sutherland again coming forward, this time Chris Goodman on the ball. He's throwing that ball infield, but to no one in particular. Fortunately, Sutherland get it back. Matt Thompson now in the circle, trying to find a result.
What are we doing?
I think that ball, yes, that ball's come up off the Glebe stick. So that was good.
He's not actually backing
Patience.
in, so I'm okay with him.
He's stationary.
He's just stationary until the defender puts a tackle on him. It's play on.
So the umpire just responding to a question there from the Glebe goalkeeper. Just clarifying that the Sutherland attacker was stationary, not backing into the player. And until he does that, he hasn't offended, so play was allowed to go on. In the end, the ball was up off the Glebe defender's stick, hence the penalty corner. So back on for Sutherland. Blake Sharp again injecting. Tim Maul at the top. Missed trap there. Chris Goodman with it again. Out to Tim Maul. Peter Mulcair this time. Ball with Mulcair again with the ball. Excellent control from Sutherland. They just found the umpire's foot outside the goal. So a 16-yard hit to Glebe. Robbie McIntosh carrying the ball forward. Oh, excellent intercept there from Ethan Rowling. Good stretch from him. Zane Goodridge coming, played the ball forward, but over the Sutherland back line and a 16-yard hit. So just over a minute to go of this second quarter. Score still 2-1 in Glebe's favour, so no score this quarter so far. All now with Ralph Prince. Blake Sharp through Peter Mulcair and back to the right again. Good intercept there from Alistair Cullen. And likewise from Oliver Turner there. Matthew Wilson came away with it. Peter Mulcair now looking for Tim Maul out wide. Just 30 seconds to go. Josh Luca gets the free hit for Glebe. Chris Goodman now on the ball. He looks up. He needs a player high. And he's found Brendan Sharp. Unfortunately, a missed trap there from Sharp. And the ball back with Glebe. So the hooter sounds, and that's the end of the second quarter. Score at Glebe 2, Sutherland 1. A very open game, a lot of end-to-end stuff, which has meant plenty of circle penetrations by both teams. However, Glebe have the advantage on the scoreboard and will be well pleased with that. Sutherland, though, are very much still in this game. They're playing well and they need to continue to execute, and I'm sure the goals will come. So look forward, in fact both sides will look forward to the second half with plenty of expectation, and I think we'll see another half of good hockey. So we'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes with the resumption of the second half in this PL2 encounter. Glebe at half time have the advantage, 2-1.
Well, it's half-time here in the PL2 game, Sutherland and Glebe. But we'd just like to bring your attention to a very special event that's happening next week here at Sutherland at Tradies Hockey Park. It's Sutho's Ladies' Day. And the ladies, they've been trying for a couple of years to celebrate 40 years of women's hockey at Sutherland. Next week's finally going to be their opportunity. So don't miss Sutho Ladies' Day here at Tradies Hockey Park, starting next Sunday, the 24th of July, with Sutho 3 at 11 a.m. Just note that time change, 11 a.m. Followed by a junior girls clinic. So if there's any hockey players, junior girls out there that want to come and be part of the action next week, please come along. And then followed by the Swill games in the afternoon. That's ML6 and ML4. Please don't miss it. Come down to Sutherland Tradies Hockey Park next Sunday, the 24th of July.
teams back on the field for the second half. Sutherland now running right to left on your screen. And Patterson putting the tackle on Oliver Turner there, forcing the turnover just outside the 25. Josh Laspina again. And he's clinically put that ball away. So, worst possible start for Sutherland after an enterprising second quarter. In the first 60 seconds, the third quarter, turnover just outside the 25, and Glebe capitalised on that through Josh Laspina with another excellent shot into the corner of the goal. Glebe again putting pressure on Sutherland's circle here. They definitely mean business in the circle here at the start of this third quarter. Matt Brown being put under plenty of pressure. Another toss forward from Peter Mulcair results in another turnover at the halfway. Glebe come back into the circle. Mulcair picks it up, finds Chris Goodman out wide. Josh Laspina, he's proving a real bugbear for the Sutherland defence there. When they look up, he's in front of them, and he's winning the ball on more than a few occasions. Brendan Sharp was lurking behind Alistair Cullen there, and that was no way to get a pass. Cullen duly intercepted.
Hi, mate. You okay now? Good now?
Matt Quinlivan and Chris Goodman combining, coming into the circle.
From behind. You cannot come through him at all. You were fine, mate.
So Sutherland, the umpire's just explaining to Glebe defence the penalty corner he's just blown in Sutherland's favour. So Sutherland have a chance to make amends here for that pretty ordinary start to the quarter. Trying their luck from the opposite side. Straight out to Ethan Rolling. And got his shot away, but definitely elevated above the 18-inch or knee height. So umpire blew that as a lifted strike at goal.
Yeah.
Free hit there to Josh Laspina. Lachlan O'Leary coming through, just a stick obstruction. Alistair Cullen moving the ball wide. So Sutherland have got work to do here. 2 goals down. Peter Mulcair, that overhead didn't get the punch it needed, and Ian Patterson was able to intercept quite easily. He's under pressure there from at least 2 Sutherland defenders, but he's managed to retain possession of the ball. So Patterson with the ball just inside the 25. Laspina deflecting the ball into the D. Just didn't find the... That was Lachlan Hawley was looking for up high. Those deflections into the circle are dangerous to the defence.
Where you are, Pete?
25.
Peter Mulcair with the ball, freed off Robbie McIntosh's very sore left leg. Josh Laspina again. He's tossed that ball forward. Matthew Wilson chasing it. And Peter Mulcair picks up the penalty. Another overhead from defence, this time well directed to Chris Goodman, but the bounce the bounce was pretty considerable and well over the top of his head. So Glebe from the sideline. Chris Goodman with the ball, being challenged by Zane Goodridge and Darren French, and Glebe have come away with that. This time Oliver Turner gets in the way and picks up the ball. That's a good combination with Matt Thompson. He needs to retain possession of the ball here. Oh, that's well done by him. And he's carried the ball through Alistair Cullen. No advantage to him, so Sutherland the umpires awarded Sutherland a free hit just outside the circle. Ethan Rolling now looking for the ball in. He was looking for that extended reach of Brendan Sharp, but Joe Clear just got in the way and handily deflected it over the back line. Ball into the D from Peter Mulcair was well intercepted by Joss Luker onto Tim Moore's foot. So Glebe come away. Ethan Rolling will pick up that misdirected pass from Darren French. Finds Oliver Turner. And a little layoff there to Matt Thompson. That was not a well-directed pass. Just a bit sloppy on the execution there. The pass was on to Quinlivan. Good position, but not well executed. So the ball over the back line. And Glebe get to relieve some pressure. Ian Patterson's done well there, eluded two Sutherland defenders. Peter Mulcair going with the ball, needs to find another option than an overhead. This time he's found Blake Sharp, and that's a good pass through to Chris Goodman. Flat on the deck, he received that one well. He'll look for Tim Moore up high. Now Tim Moore's going to look for space, lays it off to Oliver Turner, but couldn't get the ball on his forestick, and Alistair Cullen was able to pinch it off him and relieve the pressure on Glebe for just a moment. Sutherland back again. That ball come into Brendan Sharp. A little mistrap there from, I think it was Darren French, and the ball fell to Brendan Sharp, and 4 yards out from goal he had Emerson Wiley on toast and just put the ball to his right into the side netting. So Sutherland get one back. And now trail Glebe 3-2. So both Sutherland's goals have come from Brendan Sharp so far. So he's knows where the direction of the goal is. Glebe come forward. Peter Mulcair with the ball there. Oh, a bit of a mix-up from Sutherland there. Bit of a mix-up there in defence, and Josh Laspina was ready to receive that ball. Very lucky for Sutherland that the ball eluded him. He was only in a very similar position to Brendan Sharp was 2 minutes ago. Sutherland walking through Ralph Prince, trying to work the ball out of defence. That's good control from Ralph Prince. Under lots of pressure there in deep defence. Lachlan O'Leary with the overhead. unfortunately the ball has landed in a contested situation, so Will Bryan gets the penalty. That will always favour the defender. Chris Goodman now with the ball, needs to find and has... Well, he did find Peter Mulcair, but the ball dribbled over from his stick over the sideline. So Sutherland have pulled back one goal, but they've still got more work to do to get back on even terms. Great pass forward from Ralph Prince there, and through Chris Goodman. Oliver Turner was just under a bit much pressure there with 3 players. Josh Laspina now. Another excellent shot from him. It was real scrambling by Sutherland in defence. In the end, Ralph Prince got the ball away. Now with Hugh and Bollard carrying it forward. That's good control on his left side. He's now into the D. Now needs to execute well, and I think that ball might have come off.
His hand is not on the stick, his hand is on the ground.
The umpire saying the ball did come off the player's hand, but he said the player's hand was not in contact with his stick.
The contact was hand or forearm.
Yeah, I saw a wrist.
Yep. Happy with the corner then.
So, yes, the ball did come off the umpire's conferring there, and both agreeing that the ball came off the Glebe defender's forearm, and that forearm was not in contact with the stick, so hence the penalty. So Sutherland with a penalty corner, second of this quarter. That was another poor result from a penalty corner from Sutherland. They're not doing well with their penalty corners. Certainly looks to me like they've got work to do to find someone that can strike the ball from the top one way or another. Peter Mulcair through to Ethan Rolling. He'll control that ball along the back line, finds Chris Goodman, and the umpire has found a penalty corner. Just couldn't quite pick that up, but Glebe are not protesting. I think it might have come off a foot there. So another penalty corner to Sutherland. They have to find a way to get a decent shot on goal. Getting the ball to a high striker might be an option they could try. So they're lining up with the same configuration at the top of the D. Have another crack at this one. Good trap by Tim Moore, and an excellent drive from Matt Thompson. Must have been just inches wide of the goalkeeper's right post. Very well struck that time. Blake Sharp with a bouncy old pass across to Peter Mulcair, which he was able to trap. Chris Goodman gets that penalty. The ball came off the body of the Glebe player. Another overhead from Peter Mulcair. That was well directed on the full to Matt Thompson that time, so that's really on the receiver to trap those. So 2.5 minutes to go of this third quarter. Ian Patterson under plenty of pressure from Oliver Turner. He's not able to turn and pass, so the ball over the sideline. Ralph Prince will restart. Good pass forward there. Thompson couldn't control, and Glebe have it again from the sideline. Ethan Rolling just managed to get a bit of stick on that ball. Chris Goodman now. That's good control and patience from him just to hold the ball up. Tim Maul back to Blake Sharp. So Sutherland with a bit of transfer here. That's another good pass from Blake Sharp out wide to Chris Goodman. He's into the D now. And he's just, he's pulled that ball past Josh Luca. He sent it too far to again get the obstruction. Brendan Sharp almost had that ball in front of the goalkeeper, but the trailing foot from the goalkeeper managed to clear it. That was a very close thing. Ralph Prince, Ethan Rolling, back to Blake Sharp. So Sutherland with 40 seconds to go of this quarter. We'll get time for another ball forwards. Hugh and Bollard now. Good defence there from Glebe. So they will be content to see the clock run down here. A rather elevated hit down the sideline, but the umpires just call it for Sutherland's restart from the sideline. But that's time on the third quarter. In the end, it was 1 goal each to end the quarter at 3-2. So Sutherland lost a bit of momentum there with a pretty awful start, and aside from that, played well through the quarter. Both teams have been pretty even, so nothing in it really, and that's reflected on the scoreboard. Glebe 3, Sutherland 2, so we're set for a pretty intense final quarter, I would suggest. Glebe will not consider this a lead that they can just defend. They will be going for more goals, and Sutherland desperately keen to get at least 2 goals on the board here and come away with the points. Very important game for them, so set up for an exciting final quarter. We'll be back in a minute or so with the final quarter of this game.
If you're listening to the sounds of the game today, you can hear the umpires. They're mic'd up, and we'd like to thank Sydney Hockey, especially Bruce Cook and his team, for allowing us to mic up the umpires today to bring you close to the action. So if you like the stream, please feel free to hit the like button or subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we're trying to bring you the very best of Sydney Hockey.
So teams back on the field. 17 minutes of hockey to go. Sutherland trail Glebe 2-3. And plenty of work ahead of them, but from what we've seen of the game today, there'll be certainly opportunities. There's been opportunities to score every quarter for both teams. So I think it'll be very much who takes advantage of their opportunities in this quarter that will get to sing their song at the end. So Glebe coming forward. Ian Patterson now with the ball just outside the circle. So again, Sutherland's defence at the start of the quarter has just opened up. And Glebe weren't able to take advantage of it that time, but it was a very good opportunity. So that was an excellent shot on goal from Matthew Wilson. That time saved well by Matthew Brown for Sutherland, and Glebe have the restart from the 25. Sutherland really got a switch on at the start of the quarter. Glebe do. As the ball there up off Blake Sharp's stick into his body. So a penalty to Glebe at the start of this final quarter. Penalty corner.
Sorry, mate. Should have gone along the ground. Straight past you. No.
And by my records, this is Glebe's first penalty corner for the game.
We need to pick up your ball on the way there.
So Will Bryan at the top for the trap, and he's got Alistair Cullen and Ian Patterson both ready for a strike. So it's Cullen with the drag flick, and the initial save has just lollipopped up and eluded Blake Sharp on the sideline, on the goal line. Maybe it had some spin on it, but he couldn't stop that looping ball just dropping into the goal. So Glebe convert their first penalty corner and have now 4 on the board. Alistair Cullen just blocking out that pass from Blake Sharp. Chris Goodman down the sideline. Good little looping pass from him. Finds Matt Quinlivan. And Ian Patterson was able to block out his pass through. Ethan Rowling now looking wide for Matt Thompson, but that was intercepted. Ethan Rowling's gone down there. That didn't look good. He's hobbling. Hopefully it was just a knock.
Good luck.
Another excellent turn from Chris Goodman out wide. Under plenty of attention there. He's got 2 Glebe defenders in front of him. Eluded one of them. And Alistair Cullen was able to just deflect the ball over the sideline. So corner to Sutherland. So with 13 minutes to go, a bit of a mountain in front of Sutherland here. Behind 2-4, Chris Goodman putting plenty of pressure on Zane Goodridge.
Yeah, you got blood, buddy. Just keep holding it, Free hit out.
The umpire is... I think the ball might have come up into Ian Patterson's face. Looks like he's holding his nose. There might be bleeding nose or a cut somewhere. In any case, Patterson's off the field. So Glebe come away from the 16. That ball only as far as Blake Sharp, and he gets the hit with the Glebe player within 5 yards of him receiving the ball. Ethan Rowling now out wide to Lachlan O'Leary. Comes forward. Ball through to Matt Thompson. Looked like it was running pretty smoothly, but it must have found a blade of grass or a speck of dirt and just eluded Matt Thompson's trap. Dangerously lifted ball there from Glebe out of defence, so free hit to Matt Thompson. And that ball has gone wide and over the sideline off the Glebe defender, so Sutherland with the restart from the sideline, right up near the back line. Chris Goodman on the ball. Robbie McIntosh was like a wall in front of him. No way through there. Ethan Rolling now on it. And no, in fact, that was Hugh Bollard. Sutherland's pass there was intercepted. And Glebe able
Chin
to
inside.
bring the
Stop
ball
it
away.
for me. Thank you. Good.
Chris Goodman again penetrating forward in attack. Ball off. Ralph Prince now. Ball's onto Oliver Turner. Stick obstruction on him. Umpire played the advantage. He was signalling a penalty corner, but the ball was on Oliver Turner's stick, so quite rightly played the advantage. Ball deflected by Tim Maul towards the penalty spot. Brendan Sharp was hovering, but just not quite close enough. That ball off Ralph Prince's stick over the sideline, so Glebe with the restart. Not in any hurry to do that. So 9.5 minutes to go of this quarter. Glebe leading 4-2. It's starting to look like a pretty strong position for them. Good ball forward there from Huon Bollard, finds Brendan Sharp. He's carrying the ball forward. A little bit hopeful that pass. Chris Goodman was well marked by Robbie McIntosh, who managed to intercept the ball.
Yeah, one of them. They're all got long hair and they all look beautiful. Oh, geez, that's another one.
Peter Mulcair now with the ball from the sideline. Into Ralph Prince and finds Lachlan O'Leary out wide on the left. Good tackle there from Lachlan O'Leary. Needs to make his pass here. And that ball was intercepted or deflected by Glebe over the sideline. His ball into Lachlan O'Leary's ball into Ethan Rolling was mistrapped. So a few errors creeping into Sutherland's game here. There's another example. That pass from Ethan Rolling just didn't find Lachlan O'Leary. Robbie McIntosh with the ball in there too. And Josh Laspina with the ball on his stick. Elevated ball off Sutherland. And that created danger in the circle, so Glebe with another penalty corner. So Glebe 4-2 up with a penalty corner to come. Good strike from Alistair Cullen, saved by Matt Brown, and Cullen got the rebound. And his left side Toma was way over the top of the goal. So Sutherland get to restart. That's an excellent pass forward from Ralph Prince, has found Blake Sharp coming forward. His ball into the circle. He was looking for his brother, but He's expecting his brother to do a bit more work to get to that ball. And Glebe were able to clear it over the sideline. Tim Moore, there's just too many Glebe defenders in there to give Sutherland the space they needed. So that's good defence from Glebe. Not allowing Sutherland any time to make their shot is definitely where they need to be. So Sutherland got the ball back here, trying to find space to work it into the D. Glebe will defend with numbers
no,
here.
out 5, the free hit's there. Okay, mate, yeah, good.
So all 11 Glebe players in the 25. Tim Moore with that ball. And Glebe come away with it, but only so far as the sideline. Alcare's pass to Thompson mistrapped, and Glebe get the chance to come away. So we're inside the final 5 minutes now. Matt Wilson's pass there almost found Zane Goodridge out wide, but fortunately for Sutherland it was a bit in front of him. Ralph Prince with the free hit. Slightly miss-hit. Crossfield pass eventually did get to Lachlan O'Leary. But not without some risk. Another overhead forward from Mulcair, but that one easily picked up by Will Bryan. Now Matt Thompson has found the ball, gone forward to Brendan Sharp.
There. Just got to make sure you're 5. You can't stay just in the circle. Yep.
Umpire just clarifying for the Glebe defender, he must be 5 yards from the ball. O'Leary now with the ball. Oliver Turner with the ball now, carrying it wide. A little jink down the back line. Found Ethan rolling at the top. And that pass in found the goal post. Going back in off the goal post. Kept the ball in play. So some good pressure by Sutherland there. But they're rapidly running out of time. Just under 3 minutes now. So Glebe with 11 in defence will be trying to make that goal impregnable. Ralph Prince carrying it forward, looking for Chris Goodman. And Glebe thump it out of the 25 again. Ethan rolling now, comes back. Lachlan O'Leary wide. Good pass into the centre, was looking for Blake Sharp. But Josh Laspina, I think, was in the way. Doing good work for Glebe at both ends of the field. Josh Luca bring it in, eludes Matt Thompson. Robbie McIntosh with the ball there, out wide to Josh Laspina. Ralph Prince with the ball on the sideline. So Glebe quite high with their press, got 3 strikers up, trying to pin that ball in. Mulcair's gone with the overhead again, but that time only landing in front of the Glebe defenders. So down to the final minute. Malcare looks wide, finds O'Leary. Into Ethan Rolling. Good deception by him. Gets past McIntosh to find Matt Thompson. Now with Brendan Sharp. But Alistair Cullen's got him pinned. Sutherland need to get this ball into the D, but it needs to be a quality pass, not just a hit and hope. Ethan Rolling looks wide for Alf Prince, and Alf Prince tried his best, but was always just a little bit far in front of him. So it's been a very strong and effective display by Glebe today. Definitely have made the most of their opportunities and been particularly effective in front of goal. For Sutherland, in a sense, they'll be disappointed with some missed opportunities, and they'll certainly be disappointed with the outcome of the game in terms of their position on the points table. But in the end, it's about execution, and in front of goal, they did not execute well enough with the number of penetrations they had into the circle. So a little bit more practice required there. So the outcome then, Glebe 4, Sutherland 2 in this PL2 game. Very strong result, and one that Glebe will be pleased with. And for Sutherland, well, back to the drawing board and see if they can find a way to do better next time. We'll be back in a few minutes with the PL1 encounter between Glebe and Sutherland.
Well, hello and welcome to everybody who's tuning in for the PL1 game today, and welcome back to those who've just watched. Glebe beat Sutherland today 4-2 in the PL2 game. It's a perfect day for hockey. It's a perfect day for streaming as well, because the cloud cover is helping us deal with the shadows. Glad you could join us for this clash. This is a very important clash as far as the PL1 finals are concerned. We have Sutherland 5th versus Glebe 6th. So our finals position is on the line today. Now if you're watching at home, please feel free to stream onto your TV. We are streaming today and live in high definition 1080p, so you can cast to your TV and watch on a larger screen. You also note during the coverage today that we have Sydney hockey umpires mic'd up. We thank Bruce Cook and his team for allowing this to happen. So we're trying to bring you close to the sounds of the game. Anyway, without much further ado, I'm going to hand over to Craig, who's going to bring you the coverage today. Thank you, Craig.
Thanks, Luke. It's good to be here for this PL1 clash between Glebe and Sutherland. Terrific playing conditions here this afternoon. No shadows on the field, so that's not only good for the camera crew, it's pretty good for the players as well. So these two teams come into the game in fairly equivalent position on the board. So Sutherland in 5th position on 14 points and a goal difference of -6, which is relatively unusual for a team in 5th position. So they've had 4 wins for the season, and Glebe in 7th position on 10 points. And they've got a goal difference of +1. So not a lot between the two teams there in terms of their cumulative performance through the season. We had a bye for the Sydney competition last week, but the previous round on 2nd of July was a washout for both teams. So neither team has played since the 25th of June. And on that occasion, Glebe went down to University of New South Wales 2-3, and Sutherland had a 0-0 draw with Northern District. So not terrific results for for both teams, but in any case, that's 3 weeks ago. So almost ancient history, really. In terms of the last encounter for these two teams, Sutherland had the narrowest of wins, 3-2 over Glebe on the 28th of May. So Sutherland had the honours on the last occasion, but not a lot in it. So if we just look at the team lists for Sutherland, a few disruptions here and changes. One of them right at the back with Nathan Ackroyd out of action today and Daniel Bryant, so he gets his call up into first grade. And Isaac Olsen, number 260, it's his first run on in first grade. He's been there as a substitute on a couple of occasions, but this time he's in the 13. And some of Sutherland's players, a couple of Sutherland's players missing today with the upcoming under-21 championships, so that's put Harry Roberts and Angus Callanan on the sidelines. And so a few new faces in the Sutherland first grade today. For Glebe, they've got an interesting list there. Glebe are coming out with beanies on. Obviously, I haven't quite picked up what the beanie occasion is. I assume they'll take them off before they play. Notably, Matt Walk does not come out with a beanie on. He could probably do with one. So there's a lot of experience in the Glebe side, particularly with players of the pedigree of Mark Patterson and Matt Walk. And I think they'll prove to be very much a strong opposition for Sutherland today. So Matthew Bennett doing the toss. Sutherland captain on this occasion. Beanies are being removed from the field, so back to normal playing conditions. Mark Patterson has the ball in the centre. A few quick turnovers in the opening skirmishes. Matt Walk's overhead picked up by Zach Keelan there. Alex Shaw now on the ball for Sutherland. There's Blake Hernandez at the back. Wade Tonner back to Alex Shaw. Good stick skills from him, and Keelan's controlled the ball there on the sideline. Just his pass back to Shaw was touched by Glebe, put it off its line. Blake Hernandez with a very important tackle in there from left defender. And Zach Nyrinen just in front of the goalkeeper intercepts
out wide,
that.
Mate, out wide. Just
right out
here,
wide.
buddy. Long corner. Yep. Yeah, spot on.
Just the umpire there clarifying for Dominic Tinter that he needs to take the restart from out wide on the 25. Back through Matt Walk, and immediately Glebe looking for the deflection into the D. I think we'll see a lot of that today. It's a tried and proven approach from Glebe. Just to set the ball off its line going into the D can create a lot of uncertainty for the defence. Catch the defence napping. Michael Sharkey with that ball and pass to just in front of Zach Keelan. So turnover to Glebe. Corey Morrow with the ball out wide to Matt Walk. Sutherland hanging off him, allowing him the time to make a very successful pass through to Alexander Sheard. His initial shot was blocked, but Patterson had another go. So Sutherland under pressure here from Glebe strikers. Oh, that's a wayward pass from Hernandez out of defence. Intercepted by Alexander Prideaux. Riley Nyland receiving that overhead out of Sutherland's defence. Unfortunately, he couldn't get past Corey Morrow. Blake Hernandez now with the ball, looks forward. Matthew Bennett running wide. He was only a couple of less than a metre from that ball, so pretty close. Walker and Tintner bringing the ball forward from the 25 for Glebe. Again, Sutherland holding off Matt Walk, giving him lots of time to set up his pass. And with the power he's got in that ball, he can cover 50 yards in the blink of an eye. That was a tremendously ambitious pass from Wade Tonner, which in the end did get through, but I wouldn't suggest he tried that too many times. Alex Shaw coming forward under pressure. Very good control by him. He's gone past 4, looking for the 5th. Alexander Prideaux just held him up there, but ball raised off his stick, so Alex Shaw gets the ball again. Shaw passed off to Michael Sharkey, and Sharkey thought that after Shaw had run the last 50 yards through 4 defenders, he might like the ball back. Unfortunately, he passed it behind him, so the ball's gone astray, and Glebe have the restart. Very, very good work by Blake Hernandez there, getting forward in front of Ross Bugakis. That's really committed defence from him, and Sutherland needed that. Patterson's intercepted that ball from Hernandez forward, and Glebe immediately come forward in numbers. Very strong work by Hernandez in defence, kept his feet out of the way and avoided the penalty in the D. That walk there eludes Christian Halyard quite easily. His pass to Alex Manu has just gone over the sideline. So Zach Nyrinen with the restart from the sideline. That pass was well astray of Halyard. Alex Shaw just deflected the ball, but not enough. Lee passed it through the circle. Just couldn't get their shot on. It was intercepted by Wade Tonner and out of it, cleared from the circle. So after that mistrap by Isaac Olsen, it's his first introduction in first grade. Glebe get the ball. So Sutherland now defending from their 25, and Walk launches a bomb towards the D. Mistrapped by the Glebe striker. I think that was Peter Bagukas, and over the back line. Alex Shaw now coming forward. Hayden Neal now with the ball.
It's over here, boys, over here. Over
Alex.
here. Yep, okay.
So Hayden Neal's just got that deflection, mistrap from Glebe. That walk was on hand to shut that down for Glebe. So unfortunately the Glebe strikers couldn't control his pass forward. Wade Tonner now with the ball. Under pressure, Mason Neal. Initially good work by him, but the third defender got him, and another turnover. Tasnirinen managed to deflect that ball, but only to Glebe's advantage. So Alex Shaw on the ball. Sutherland under a lot of pressure here, trying to work the ball out of the deepest part of the field, left corner of defence. Christian Halyard working back there. Don't often see him on the back line. Well, at least the defensive back line. Good overhead transfer from Alex Shaw, but Hayden Neal tried to receive on the bounce, and it's always a bit tricky. Blake Hernandez's pass forward was picked up by Hayden Neal, who I thought was on his way off the field, but hadn't quite got there. In fact, now he's going off for Zach Keelan.
It came down.
Yeah, it's all right. They were all asking for it here, so I'm happy to play it either.
You've blown it before, so we've got to go back. It hadn't crossed the line. Free hit back there, boys.
Yep.
It hadn't crossed. It hadn't crossed, otherwise the goalie can kind of kick it out, right?
Umpires just discussing a decision there. The umpires are mic'd up so that they can talk to each other, and through a different channel they can talk on the broadcast as well. So 6.5 minutes remaining of this first quarter. Scores still at 0-all. Neither side have put too much pressure on the opposition goalkeeper. Daniel Bryant did have one save to make, but the defences have managed to deny the shots typically so far. Blake Hernandez out to Wade Tonner. Kenzie Noller picked the ball off him. Glebe into the D. That ball onto Patterson, and with a first-time shot, he managed to get the ball past Daniel Bryant. So it was the speed of the shot there. So Patterson didn't, by not trapping the ball, just doing the quick shot, he gave Daniel Bryant no time to adjust his line, and as a result scored the goal. So Glebe have the opening goal.
Yeah.
Alex Shaw restarting. Mark Patterson, very experienced striker, and Excellent pass from Matthew Bennett now through to Mason Neal. He'll be looking for a pass. He had Riley Nyland just behind him, but the ball has gone in front of Nyland and onto a Glebe defender. So big opportunity there. Terrific pass through Bennett to Neal out wide. Deserved a better outcome. In the end, there was no shot on goal. Keelan with the ball, transferred through Zach Nyrinen out wide. Matthew Walk read that pass from 10 yards away and managed to intercept. Blake Hernandez now with a transfer across to Tonner. Good pick up by Halyard there, just outside the D, onto Nyland. And with Neal, again he's passed back. That one was even closer to Zach Keelan. And then Matthew Bennett with the left side Tomer managed to squeeze the ball under the goalkeeper, but also managed to elude the right side Sutherland attack. Wade Tonner now bringing the ball forward. Got the ball into the D, but no Sutherland striker within reach of it. So over the back line. Corey Morrow taking that ball forward for Glebe, but Sutherland have picked it up again. So Sutherland getting some good possession through this quarter. And making good use of the ball in terms of transfers. And late in this quarter, they've managed to get a couple of good penetrations into the D. In the end, both of them through Mason Neal. But the final pass not sticking. And as a consequence, neither resulted in shots on goal. Matt Walk with that ball forward. Looks like both teams are taking a bit of a breather at the moment. It's been a little bit frenetic. Blake Hernandez with the pass across the baseline out to Wade Tonner. Little mistrap removes the opportunity for the quick pass down the sideline. But the ball still with Sutherland. Nyrinen back to Hernandez. He's gone Wade to Tonner. That was not well directed. So over the sideline, and Glebe get the ball back. Just over a minute and a half to go in this first quarter. Glebe leading 1-0. Transferring back through Walk. Tim Pritchard working hard there. Ended up getting the free hit. Ball in there through Cameron Jones. Received it at the top of the D and quickly moved it to the back line, but no Glebe striker there to pick that up. Zach Nyrinen brings it forward down the right sideline. Got himself under pressure there. Blake Hernandez on the ball. So 45 seconds to go in this quarter. Hernandez with the overhead, looking for Neal up high. Halyard's got the ball and off Tinter. And a fantastic play by Christian Halyard. Received a long overhead from Hernandez just outside the 5-yard line from the circle. Carried the ball forward, out wide, and then with his shot extremely well directed to the far post. Gets Sutherland back on level terms with seconds remaining in this first quarter. So that's quarter time, and We finished the first quarter with scores level at 1-1, and I'd suggest that probably reflects the balance of the game. It's been a pretty even performance from both teams. Plenty of opportunity. Sutherland capitalised right at the death of that quarter, so that means they'll be in good spirits as they go into the quarter time break. Just need to take care with the final pass in the D, and then they'll get a few more shots on goal. For Glebe, they're getting plenty of opportunity through Matthew Walk with some long passes, and they'll be looking for more deflections into the D, I would expect. Certainly more goals to come here. So that's the end of the first quarter. Both teams getting refueled and re-instructed by their coaches. They'll be back on the pitch momentarily. So teams back on the pitch for the start of the second quarter. Fairly overcast conditions, so the light levels, well, the field lighting is beginning to take an effect. But visibility certainly good for the players. No shadows, so they don't have those issues to deal with. That ball up off Mark Patterson's stick. So free hit to Sutherland. A 50-yard bomb by Alex Shaw has found Hayden Neal. Thought he might have had that on his stick, but just gone over the sideline. So that's a high press by Sutherland. Halyard and Neal both 5 yards from Walk. Maybe the message has come out at quarter time that we're not going to give Walk the same amount of space and time he had in the first quarter. Dominic Tintner with the ball, hits it through to Patterson. Lovely pick up on his reverse. And then Zach Nyrinen in a very difficult position there, really put his body on the line and took that ball off Patterson as he lifted his stick, but he did pay for it. Copped a whack on the leg. So very, very good defensive courage and effort from Nyrinen there, but he's going off going off for a rest. And he's taking a little while to do it. That must have hurt. So terrific receive from Patterson there. He is dangerous every time the ball comes through to him. His skills are so good.
Right, if every...
Neal with the ball from the sideline. Sharkey now. Haven't seen a lot from him in the first quarter. Need to see more from him through the midfield this quarter. Patterson on the ball, carries it forward. Glebe with the ball in the D, but some particularly good defence there from Wade Tonner.
Across the other side. Yep.
Hernandez and Shaw at the back. Exchange the ball between themselves. Trying to move that Glebe striker line. Wade Tonner was not going to get through there. That was a bit ambitious. Back to Shaw. Zach Keelan, that's a good receive by him and carries the ball forward. That was a very good receive by Keelan coming infield. And his pass was to the stick of Mason Neal. Unfortunately, Neal's stick wasn't on the ground, so ball over the sideline. Corey Morrow with that pass from Glebe through. Morrow with it. Bennett's taken it off him and carried the ball forward to the back line. Did the pass along the baseline. Goalkeeper was completely stranded, but Glebe defender, I think that was Dominic Tinter, got in and intercepted before the ball could reach Halyard. So Tonner out to Keelan. Back with Sharkey now.
This side. Yep, right in, just there, just there.
Umpire just saying the free hit's inside the 25. Good transfer through Hayden Neal. And Mason Neal received it, but the ball just bobbled from his stick. And I think that was Orlando Travis was able to just pinch it off him. Bennett now with the ball at the top of the D. Had two defenders in front of him, and discretion with the better part of valour. Just picked up the free hit. Ball now with so the pass through from Michael Sharkey to Matthew Bennett found him with the half a yard of space that he needs, and of course the ball went onto his reverse, and the reverse side Tommer beat Michael Sneesby in goal. So Sutherland with their second goal now have the lead 2-1. Wasn't a terrifically hard shot from Bennett, but like Patterson for Glebe, his skills are so practiced that he was able to get that shot away very quickly, and it was that quick shot that caught the goalkeeper slightly off balance and created the goal. 20 years or so of practice will do that for you, with half a smidgen of talent. Nyland with the ball now, looking again for Bennett, and with his back to the goal, he's managed to spin that ball onto the Glebe defender, onto his foot, just inside the circle, so a penalty corner to Sutherland. Sutherland's first penalty corner for the game. Hayden Neal Neil has the ball on the back line. So I've got 2 batteries. It's come to Bennett. Slightly offline, which unfortunately means Matthew Bennett has the shot. And that time his shot was, 2 inches wide of the goalpost. Very close. Glebe come forward. Patterson has received the ball on the half line. Pushes it wide. Give Glebe a little bit more chance to get some strikers forward. Nyland working with Hernandez there. Good composure from Hernandez from a difficult position. Found Sharkey, who's transferred the ball to the right through Neil. Good overhead, but Matthew Walk was sufficiently mobile to get back and intercept it. Sutherland come forward again. Halyard, he's got 3 in front of him. And a very well placed ball into the circle with Taz Nyrinen in front of him. And the ball just eluded Nyrinen. Good play by Halyard. Very deliberate about his pass there, which is what you like to see. Need a ball onto the stick in the circle. Almost had that result. So 8.5 minutes remaining in this quarter. Sutherland leading 2-1. Matthew Walk on the ball. Pass 2 Sutherland midfielders, but in the end, Wade Tonner, the third, was able to intercept before Mark Patterson picked it up. Ball not controlled by Halyard on the sideline there. So Alistair Cullen restarts for Glebe. Back to Walk. Tinter out wide.
Don't go through his back though. Okay there. No, but can't touch him. Yep.
Glebe have the hit near the back line. Overhead back to Cullen in the centre. Difficult receive, but he did well on that. So Glebe putting some pressure on here. That was a mistrap by Cullen in the centre. It was costly. Glebe were looking good there in terms of their attack into Sutherland's D. Sharkey finds Isaac Olsen out wide. Pass into the D. Halyard had it on his stick, but his momentum carried him past it. Wade Tonner offloads to Keelan out wide. He needs to put more deception on the pass than that. Patterson read that one too easily. Patterson with the ball from the 25. Finds Cullen back on the halfway. Pritchard in the centre. Carries it past 3-4 Sutherland players. But the first player he beat, Isaac Olsen, managed to get back and take it off him. So that was good recovery from Olsen. Alex Shaw just in front of the 25 there, has Hernandez behind him. Good pass through to Halyard, well received with Walk on him. Good receive and control, so Halyard bringing it forward. That was a blistering crossfield transfer He had 3 players in there, but none of them could get their stick on it. So just under 5 minutes to go.
He's almost always there early as well. Like he's willing to have a couple of shots at you before everyone else goes in.
It's like he's softened you up.
Yeah.
So walk right in the far corner. Sorry, that was Cullen in the corner. Matching hairstyles, I think, was what tricked me there. Ambitious pass there from Cullen and missed on the sideline by Glebe, well over the halfway, so turn over to Sutherland. Tonner's pass forward to Keelan, had him under pressure. And a small mistrap meant a turnover. Glebe come forward. Good intercept there from Bryant. That was necessary. He had Glebe defender right behind him, and Ross Bergukas just managed to deflect that ball onto Tonner's foot, and in front of the goalkeeper, and a pretty clear penalty corner to Glebe. So first penalty corner for Glebe for the match. So Corey Morrow with that strike, super successful, very efficiently done, good trap at the top, and his well struck hit gave Daniel Bryant, wasn't close to him, so very well struck corner by Glebe. One from one for Glebe on the penalty corners. That's a good stat to have. Zach Nyrinen bring the ball forward. He's got 3 Glebe players trailing him. Managed to retain the possession for Sutherland. So excellent pass from Blake Hernandez there through Sharkey and Wade Tonner, showing some good skills out there on the left, but in the end his pass didn't get to a Sutherland stick. Hernandez again in the last line there, just disrupted the ball through to Bergukas. Sutherland scrambling a bit here. It is a bit end-to-end. Bennett just holding it up. Pass the ball forward to Olsen. And that pass, just too many Glebe players in there for Nyrinen to... It was never looked convincing going forward to that ball. Hernandez picked up that ball forward from Alexander Sheard. He's proving to be a bit of a rock in defence there for Sutherland today. Umpire plays advantage as the ball off Walk's foot fell to Bennett. So Sutherland come forward through Sharkey, Keelan. This is the pass that counts. And he has found Nyrinen, but his ball into the D was to no one. At least no one in a blue shirt. So 20 seconds to go. Glebe have the ball from the sideline. The umpire's saying, go back and stop that ball, sir.
Thanks, buddy.
So Glebe throw it forward. Peter Bougoukas on the end of that. And Wade Tonner had the measure of him. So that's the end of the second quarter. So scores at 2-all. Quite an enterprising quarter for both teams. Glebe very successful with their sole penalty corner. And Matthew Bennett, the scorer for Sutherland, with a trademark Tomo from the top of the circle. So scores are at 2-all. And I'm pretty convinced there's more goals to come. This game is like the second grade, an open game, so the ball's travelling up and down the field pretty rapidly. The opportunities for more goals will certainly be there. We'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes with the start of the second half.
Well, if you're around next weekend, there's a significant event happening at Tradies Hockey Park. That's Sutho's Ladies' Day. Sutherland women have been trying to celebrate for a few years now, 40 years of women's hockey at Sutherland Hockey Club. And next week promises to be the opportunity. So don't miss the action. First game starts at 11 a.m. Come down to the field, be involved in all the events and activities. Following the first game, there's going to be a clinic for junior girls. So if you want to get into hockey, or your daughter wants to get into hockey, bring them down for the clinic, and then stay around for the afternoon to watch the Swill games. Sutherland's 2 teams in Swill, in ML6 and ML4, will play next Sunday afternoon. That's Sunday, the 24th of July. Don't miss out. We'd also like to acknowledge the efforts of the ball kids today. Ball girls and the ball boys. Under the leadership of David Richardson, they do a really special effort for the PL1 games. It's always great to see them on the sideline contributing. So thank you to all the ball boys and ball girls, and especially to Richo, a stalwart at the club and our junior convener. The teams are just about to come out for the second half. It's 2 goals all, Sutherland and Glebe. I'm going to throw you back to the commentary box to Mr. Craig Turner.
So the team's about to come out. This commentary box doesn't have the regular central heating today. Gosh, my knees are cold. But as I've said earlier, ideal playing conditions, not a breath of wind, no shadows to contend with. And no one out in the field's going to say they got too hot. So 2-2 for the start of the second half. Halyard and Bennett, the goal scorers for Sutherland. And Patterson and Morrow for Glebe. So Sutherland running right to left on your screen for the second half. Halyard with the hit off. Back to Hernandez. Now Hernandez in the end did get that penalty. I think he was wondering what the umpires were watching. Crossfield transfer to Tonner, and good move, excellent move by Halyard. He really bypassed Matthew Walk with considerable ease there and put a good pass through to Mason Neal. Ball got to Neal, who tried the one time, I think it was a pass, but he just swung over the top of the ball and it was over the back line. So the opportunity was lost for Sutherland, but good signs early there. Blake Hernandez on the ball. He's playing with a lot more confidence than I've seen on a number of previous games. He's in a pretty important position there today. Mitch Ray not on the park for Sutherland. He would normally be back in that position, and Blake Hernandez is stepping up. Bennett's attempt at a crossfield overhead was blocked off by Matthew Walk, but the ball's back with Alex Shaw. Pass through to Halyard, just a little behind him and unable to control. So Sutherland are putting some real pressure on Glebe in this opening stages of the second half. Morrow down the sideline. Through to Patterson on the back line. He'll control the ball there. Got his pass through. Almost picked off by Nyland, but now it's with Walk out wide. Hayden Neal has the ball on the back line and into the feet of Alexander Sheard. So free hit to Sutherland from the left side defence. Alex Shaw there. He's got a short overhead there, hoping Hayden Neal would run forward onto it. Good receive by Alexander Sheard there, but Wade Tonner in the way. Patterson on the ball. Oh, lovely left side Tonner. Pressured by three Sutherland defenders, still managed to get his shot away, and he found the far post to put Glebe ahead 3-2. So I The initial pressure, attacking pressure, appeared to be coming from Sutherland, but the first goal has come to Glebe for this quarter. So Glebe with the early break. Alex Shaw now coming forward. It's that ball, just defensive stick plated onto his feet. Walk with another crossfield transfer. Alistair Cullen picked it up on the bounce, almost controlled it. And Anders with another crossfield transfer to Tonner. Good receiving pass there with Neal. And through to Mason Neal, high. Needs to find the pass here. He's picked up Halyard. He'll get the free hit there just outside the D. Quickly takes it himself. He's looking for a way into the D. Finds Hayden Neal. So his pass from the back line was picked off. Sutherland still pressing in attack. Hayden Neal with Halyard. Halyard has the free hit after some stick obstructions on him. He's carried it 5 yards. Now he's through to Hayden Neal. Glebe defending resolutely there. Matthew Walk in the thick of it. Wade Tonner transfer through Blake Hernandez. Good pass by him through to Mason Neal. It was a bouncing ball, so a little difficult, but Neal was steady, and with his eye would have hoped to have been able to pick that one up. Unfortunately, it's over the back line, so Glebe restart. Pritchard out wide. Drops it back to Matthew Walk. Glebe got 3 strikers high, so that's creating the spaces in the midfield. 3 strikers in the opposition 25. Well read by Hernandez. His pass to Nyland wasn't quite so accurate. Pritchard now coming forward. Eliminates Sharkey, but not Alex Shaw. Now with Halyard. He's gone across to Alex Shaw, looking for the big pass through, but all that's done is neatly bisect the 2 Sutherland strikers. Halyard on the ball. Got 2 Glebe defenders in front of him. A few pirouettes there. Gets the penalty. And Nyland just let that ball go past him, expecting someone out wide, but it was not within reach of Nyrinan out on the sideline. So no pressure relieved there. Unforced error from Sutherland. Halyard had 2 Glebe defenders on him there, so he was always going to be under pressure, and Cullen got to the ball first. Alex Shaw now out to Nyrinan. Bobbled the ball, but managed to do enough to win the penalty. Good pass into Halyard. He's one time deflected it into the D, but not with any great control, and it didn't go close to another Sutherland striker. Good tackling there from Wade Tonner. He was obstructed by the Glebe striker. Pritchard thought he was away, but third man obstruction. So just under 8 minutes of this quarter remaining, the third quarter. Glebe have the advantage at 3-2. Hernandez moving the ball quickly from the back. Alex Shaw in the centre. Pritchard's picked that off Sharkey and is streaming forward. Good back tackling from Alex Shaw. Wins that ball off Pritchard. Now Patterson in turn has taken it off Neal and he's come forward. Some desperate play there from both Glebe and Sutherland at the top of the Sutherland circle. In the end, Sutherland won out and were able to clear the ball, but under a lot of pressure. Glebe know that another goal here will really put the pressure on Sutherland. 3-2 is no winning margin, but 4-2, that's very hard to come back from. Alexander Prideaux there. Plays it back to Pritchard, back to Walk. Pass through Hernandez there on Cameron Jones. Ball back with Jones. Sharkey now. Back to Hayden Neal. Crossfield transfer to Zach Neal. He's got Mason Neal ahead of him. Terrific overhead, finds Neal. And I think that was Alistair Cullen.
No.
Alistair Cullen got back between the two Sutherland strikers and managed just to get his stick on the ball. Terrific work from him. That was excellent attack from Sutherland. Super execution from Zach Killen with the overhead to Neal, and he did the right thing. Laid the ball off. Just needed a bit more pace on it to avoid the oncoming Glebe defender. So Hernandez brings the ball away from the 16. Sutherland just catching their breath, holding the ball in their defence. That's a slightly risky pass infield from Nyrinen, but Alex Shaw was able to control. That walk out wide. Looks forward, finds Travis. His pass misdirected and Nyland's on the end of it. Matt Walk making a foray into the attacking half. His pass across the field was picked up by Hernandez and Sutherland streamed forward in attack. So 3.5 minutes to go this quarter. Sutherland would dearly like to peg this goal back that they've conceded earlier on. Ross Bagukas on the ball there for Glebe. Under pressure of 3 Sutherland defenders. In the end, just as he lifted his stick, one of those Sutherland defenders got their stick in. Ball with Michael Sharkey now. 1-2 with Nyland. Bennett. Strong tackle from Walk on Bennett. They've seen a lot of each other over the years. Travis under pressure from Alex Shaw. And in the end, Shaw's got the points there. He's got the ball from the sideline. Finds Bennett. His tomahawk infield uncharacteristically is lifted, and whilst reasonably directed, was a little bit difficult receive for Mason Neal up high. So Glebe come forward. Patterson streaming down the left side. Finds Alexander Prideaux, but between Wade Tonner and Zach Keelan, they take the ball off him. It's a bit up and back at the moment. Which Bagukas has taken that ball off Alex Shaw, who promptly got it back again. Bennett now with the ball. Perhaps one last attacking opportunity for Sutherland. Still 1 3/4 minutes to go. So, terrific pass from Halyard. And the ball was not controlled by Sharkey well. It did bounce forward for Neal, who had a wild swing at the ball and complete air swing. So free hit to Glebe coming out of defence. So just over a minute to go of this quarter, third quarter. Halyard with the ball. Glebe just holding off. Ball off Glebe over the sideline, so Sutherland have it just outside the halfway line. Sutherland have 3 strikers up round the D, so they've got some depth. And now Zach Nyrinen has it out wide. Keelan, pass wide to Tonner. Not a good trap there by Halyard. That was what looked like a simple trap, and off his stick into his body. So with just 15 seconds, Travis has got the ball outside the D, carrying it strongly to the back line. And Hernandez puts him under enough pressure.
Boys.
The ball doesn't make its way across. So we head into the break at 3/4 time with Glebe leading 3-2. Courtesy of a terrific strike from Mark Patterson in that quarter. So some have got work to do to get some points out of this game, but the opportunity is definitely still there. So both teams with their last breather and last opportunity for instructions from the coaches. And we have one exciting quarter to go. So teams coming back onto the field. Both have got plenty to play for in this final quarter. 3 points for either side is pretty critical for their aspirations for end of season finals. So there's a lot in the line here. That ball forward from Hernandez just found Mason Neal leading in the opposite direction. Infield instead of outfield. Patterson inside the 5 yards there, so penalty to Shaw. Ball now with Keelan. Mason Neal doing the hard work up high, presenting himself. Ball with Matthew Walk for the restart. A lot of empty space really in front of him behind the front three from Sutherland. Alexander Sheard getting that penalty. Bit of a shove from Christian Halliard in tussling for the ball. Now with Pritchard. He's carrying that ball forward quickly, but 3 Sutherland players there, so in the end Alex Shaw
Mate, you're right.
was able to easily pick the ball up.
Get out!
3 Sharkey and Wade Tonner. Finds Shaw out wide, his deflection through to Bennett. But he didn't trap that well, and bobble off his stick was enough for Matthew Walk to get in there. Quick pass from Neal through Zach Keelan there. Keelan had the right idea in passing it through to Mason Neal on the back line, but it's just a couple of yards out of his reach. Missed trap by Bennett there on the top of the D. So Sutherland's execution breaking down a little here as they come forward in attack.
He's standing in line. He cannot take him.
Hernandez receiving the green card. The umpire suggesting that he barged through the Glebe defender. So under a lot of pressure there from Sutherland defenders, the Glebe were unable to get the ball through the D. Back with Patterson out wide. Excellent pass through to Riley Nyland. Alex Manu there
Top
through to
circle,
Cameron
mate, back
Jones.
here. Top circle. Keep coming. Yep, thank you. Yep.
And over the back line, so Sutherland, there's Alex Shaw. Perhaps he caught Zach Keelan off guard there. He didn't go for the overhead. So Glebe moving the ball quickly across the field. Trying to find Sutherland shorter numbers. Good work between Hayden Neal and Riley Nyland.
You get any connection?
Just gone
It's a
out.
free hit.
Alex Shaw's clearance only as far as Alex Manu. Cameron Jones back into Orlando Travis. Tim Pritchard now out wide. Zach Keelan working hard to stay in front of him, and he's done a good job there. The umpire having a chat to Mark Patterson, who's the Glebe captain. I think that might have been more about not necessarily Patterson's transgressions, but some of the other Glebe players. Didn't hear what it was about, but normally it's about players protesting. Michael Sharkey carrying the ball forward. Ten minutes remaining of this quarter. Good pass from Hernandez there into Zach Keelan. He was shouldered off the ball by Pritchard. Nyland coming forward with it. So it's in this final third of the field where Sutherland need to improve their execution. Too many missed traps earlier on has cost them opportunities for shots on goal. Alex Manu able to deflect that one over the sideline. Wade Tonner into the D. It was a bit of a speculator. Neither Mason Neal or Taz Nyrinan could get on the end of that. Matt Walk pressing forward. Michael Sharkey back to Alex Shaw. The umpire, the ball's bouncing and the umpire's determined that was from the back of the stick.
Inside attack where you are there, mate. Out.
So Glebe have the free from the 25. And just Sutherland working hard in defence. Wade Tonner and being able to pick it up. Keelan with another good crossfield transfer. Found Nyland. Shaw with the ball now. Oh, an overhead. That's just into space between three Sutherland players and over the back line. Not a good play. Just turns the ball over to Glebe. Keelan dispossessed, but Wade Tonner able to cover up. Green card there for Glebe number 77. I think it was disputing the umpire's call, which no doubt was the conversation the umpire just had with Mark Patterson. Halliard on the ball, carrying it forward. I don't know how Matt Walk got his stick in there, but he managed to pull that ball out of mid-air. Very well done. So Shaw restarts from the other end. Hernandez through to Nyrinan and through to Hayden Neal. but it breaks down again. So Sutherland not showing a good conversion ratio from penetrations into the 25 to shots in the D. Which obviously has a lot to do with the conviction and desperation of the Glebe defence. No question they're putting Sutherland under pressure as they come forward. Pritchard on the ball now for Glebe. Over the back line off Hayden Neal's stick, so restart from the 25 for Glebe. Just over 6 minutes remaining in this game. Glebe leading 3-2. Good work from Wade Tonner there, gets the ball forward to Halliard, who draws the infringement from Cameron Jones. So a quick transfer from Tonner to the opposite side of the field. Finds Nyrinen. He'll work with Hernandez. Switch again. Sutherland have got 4 in front of the 25 now, so they're trying to put a little bit more pressure on the Glebe defence up high, which is good to see when you're looking for a goal. Isaac Olsen on the ball there. Good win from him. Michael Sharkey through the centre. Matthew Bennett almost had the ball on his stick, but was then flat on his face.
Stick on foot.
Umpire must have thought he just fell over. Alistair Cullen with the free hit for Glebe. Nyland intercepts that and puts it over the sideline, so Alexander Sheard on the ball again. Back to Alistair Cullen. Interestingly for Glebe, Mark Patterson has dropped back into defence, so that would suggest Glebe's intentions have changed. Really focused on making sure Sutherland doesn't get through here. We're down to the final 4 minutes. So unsurprisingly, Glebe have dropped a forward back to give them an extra man in defence. Zach Nyrinen passing through, little bouncing ball, caused Alex Manu a bit of trouble, but unfortunately Mason Neal couldn't pick it up as it went through. Sutherland working to get through the top of the D there, but that was always very congested. And Glebe come away, Peter Bagukas carrying the ball very strongly and eludes Blake Hernandez. Left him lying on the pitch with a change of direction. And his ball across the circle, fortunately for Sutherland, found no Glebe striker. So Sutherland come forward again. Another ball through to Mason Neal. And he was at full stretch there. Got his stick on it, but just couldn't control. So we're down to 2.5 minutes. So Sutherland getting desperate now to find this goal. To get a goal, you've got to get a controlled penetration to the D and someone in a good position to make a shot on goal. They've got Sutherland have got 3 strikers up in the D. So they're really trying to stretch the Glebe defence here. Glebe are bringing their players back. Tonner comes forward. Ball now with Hayden Neal. Back to Sharkey in the centre. Oh, that pass through. He had Bennett in front of him. Just half a yard too wide for Bennett to reach. Bennett into the D, onto Nyland. And Glebe working hard. Very good defence from Glebe. And I think a bit of a bit much hip in that one from Matthew Bennett, and he earns a green card. So he'll be off for the remainder of the game with just 1.25 minutes to go. Sutherland down to 10 men. Glebe immediately push a further player further up high. Sutherland have taken Daniel Bryant off the field, so they're playing with 11 field players. Good tackle there from Alex Shaw. Needed to make it. No goalkeeper behind him, so super pass through to Mason Neal. But the ball just bouncing off his stick.
Set it there on the 25.
Matthew Walk was able to pick it up. Halliard was perhaps a bit lucky to get away with that, not stopping the ball on the 25. Oh, there's a ball into the circle, lifted off the Glebe defender's stick into a dangerous situation. So a penalty corner to Sutherland.
Hold it or play it?
And with just 20 seconds,
By the time they set up, it's 15 left.
20 seconds to go. This will be the final play of the game. And a last-ditch opportunity for Sutherland to equalise. So that's the final siren, and the corner will be played out. Two batteries at the top. Halliard with a stroke, and super save off Glebe's goalkeeper. And Glebe have managed to clear the ball from the circle, and as a consequence the umpires have called time. So at the end of the game, Glebe have finished winners 3-2. And the goals for today, goals to Sutherland, Christian Halliard in the first quarter, Matthew Bennett in the second quarter. For Glebe, 2 to Mark Patterson and 1 to Morrow. So we finish 3-2 to Glebe. So that's it for our stream today. Thanks for those who tuned in at various stages, and to the Domro production crew. And we hope you'll join again at one of our future live streams.
Special thank you to Craig Turner for covering those two games today. We always enjoy listening to you, commentary Craig, so thank you again. Now if you like more hockey tonight, make sure you get over to the Sydney Hockey Facebook page, where you'll see Northern Districts versus Manly Gordon Nelson. PL2 starts at 5 PM, that's now, or in 6 minutes time, with PL1 from 6:30 PM. And I say a special thank you again to Sydney Hockey, and especially the Sydney Hockey umpires for allowing us to cover them through sounds of the game today. And thank you especially to Scott and David for supporting that on the field as well, and to Graham Cartwright, the technical official. Well, that's it from Tradies Hockey Park, and congratulations to Glebe, winners 3-2 over Sutherland. Until next time on C Sport Community Streaming, bye for now.
Well done, Redman. Well played. Well, boys, good stuff. Excellent work. Well done, boys. Well done. Well done, boys. Well done. Another brother. Well done. Yeah. Right. Yeah, just go, Rick. Well done, mate. Well done, Mark. Oh, perfect. Red frog.